Greetings viewers, YouTubers, interwebers. My name is Byron. This is my foodie channel. Tonight's video, I did a chili in the Instant Pot, and it is a bit of a double feature because in the second half of the video, I show you how we repurposed them for leftovers tonight. So, a quick disclaimer, I put the spices in before I should have, and I got a burn notice on the InstaPot, and I'll go into detail on that in the video. But all I did to fix that was open the lid up and give the bottom a good scrape, and that helped to resolve the sticky problem. What had happened was the spices and the meat juices kind of went to battle with the heat down at the bottom of the InstaPot. So like I said, you just have to scrape the bottom off. It's called deglazing. And that will fix your problem if you ever get the burn notice on your InstaPot. And if you do, it's part of the process of learning them. But in order to prevent the burn notice, you want to put the spices in after you put all the liquids in, all the beans, all of the tomato juice, all of the diced tomatoes, all of that stuff. Then put the spices in. And like I said, I go into detail about that on the video. And then again, the second part of the video is a repurpose meal. We make some, take the chili and we put it over some baked potatoes, and we have a little fun with that. So without further ado, the video. Please like and subscribe. So of course we are going to start with some ground beef, and my InstaPot has a saute function, so I judiciously use it. This is about a third cup of celery and onion, both frozen, kind of a heaping cup. I usually keep those on hand in the freezer for cases like this. So this next part is just a preview of the canned things that I use. It's only 4 ingredients. Here we have some diced tomatoes, some kidney beans, can of tomato sauce, and a can of northern beans. Now I did the spices in air. You're going to want to put the spices in after you put the beans and the tomatoes and the tomato sauce in the thing. So here is a half a teaspoon of cumin, and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Again, put it in after the beans and after the sauce and after the tomatoes. And this is a tablespoon of chili powder. And again, you're going to want to put all of these spices in after the beans and after the tomato sauce and after the tomatoes, because unfortunately I got the burn notice because the spices and the grease from the beef got on the bottom of the Instant Pot, and it didn't ideally work out. It wasn't terrible, but it didn't ideally work out. So in order to prevent this, what you're going to want to do is put the spices in after you have put in the liquids, the beans, the tomato sauce, the canned tomatoes. So for all intents and purposes, this tomato sauce, and then we are going to add all our cans of beans with the juices right in. So here's the kidney beans, juices and all. The can of northern beans, again, juices and all. And finally, we're going to add our diced tomatoes. And then you're going to want to put your spices in. So then from here, you're going to stir everything up. And then you're going to hit cancel on the saute part so you can hit start on the InstaPot function. I use high pressure and I cook for 6 minutes. Ensure your vent is on sealed. And like I said, I did get a burn notice once. So all I did was take the lid off and give it a scrape on the bottom, and everything turned out perfect. And my wife graciously made some grilled cheese, and we had some oyster crackers for the oh yeah. And for the second part of the double feature, we're going to repurpose the leftovers over some baked potatoes. So here's our leftover chili. I froze some avocados a while back, and I'm going to poke some holes in some potatoes and throw them in the microwave. So I ended up doing 8 total minutes. And now I'm going to put the chili in, and while we're doing that, I'm going to partially defrost the avocados in the pan here with the hot potatoes so they can be cool enough to handle while I take the skins off for my wife. So that was about 5 minutes in the microwave for the chili, and I'll just give it a stir, and it turned out perfect. So my wife doesn't necessarily care for the skins all the time, so what I do is just peel hers off and put those on my plate, and I enjoy them for myself. And these were still pretty hot, but I have pretty calloused hands, so it wasn't too bad, and it didn't totally burn me, but they were very hot. So if you do this, please use caution. Oh, that's hot. So now we're going to pour on some chili. And since, like I said, this is the leftover, so I'm just going to judiciously add it on here. If we don't eat it all, fine. I ended up eating all of mine. Top the chili with some cheddar cheese and our frozen avocados, which have been partially defrosted. They were still just a touch frozen, so I ended up putting them back in the microwave for just another minute or so, just to get them so they weren't frozen on top. but the potatoes did defrost them quite a bit. And of course, I have to have my pepper and my jalapeno spice because I like things spicy. And there you have repurposed leftovers with style. And we finished them off with a dollop of daisy for the double feature. Oh yeah, oh yeah.